comrades, hello. This is gonna be another adventure trip for 3 weeks, working remotely, and as well as trying to get back to music, fishing, whatever happens, mushroom picking, mushroom eating, and all sorts of things. I'll just mention again that I'm shooting these videos raw. I'm shooting them first on Instagram, just putting them as clips, and eventually I'll just dump on YouTube, just combine. Barely any editing, no music. I want it to be quick. I don't want these things to take any more of my time. So it's not gonna be fancy videos or anything like that. Maybe lengthy. It's whatever, live. So if you want to watch that kind of stuff, watch. If not, well, there are more, I guess, interesting channels out there that do fantastic job of creating unrealistic views of what travel is actually like. So I want to keep it raw, just simple. Essentially, I decided to forever move this seat away, right? Because again, it's much bigger space needed for inverter this thing. PT controller, I'll relocate to the driver's side, right? Because it's kind of running from there, the wire under, and there you go, and it's coming here. So instead, it will just end there. Some stuff arrived today. All I'm missing, I guess, is the actual big cable tomorrow. Got myself cheap ass heat gun. Doesn't take much space, may as well carry it with me all the time, right? I have power source for that. Unfortunately, can't order just a few heat shrink. It's always on Amazon as like package of bazillion of them. Only like a couple of the big ones here. Don't care about another. This is gonna be my ANL hand amp fuse here. Nice, super clean glass. I can't go right now camping regardless. Guys said no off-roading of any kind, no bumps, none of that. Even just rail crossings to be kind of more just gentle riding for about 24 hours at minimum, ideally 48 hours, just for the stuff to cure more properly. Not that the windshield is gonna come out, it's just they explained, like, just so there isn't gonna be any kind of like pockets, little holes, just for stuff not to leak in the future. In Chilco area, or Chilcotin area, I'm gonna be switching a few lakes, working on weekdays, just whatever, doing my work thing, and in the evenings doing my own things, and on weekends exploring, fishing, whatever. And I just want to show, because there is one general store, native general store in that area. What they sell in there, who knows? I never trust small little general stores, plus prices are always jacked. So what I figured over past time, because fridge is not that big, right? How you can optimize the space and time the most. For carbohydrates, you know, like basically I have noodles, potatoes, like all sorts of things like that, cans and so on, but protein, right, where you get it, cured meats, sausages like this, they can last in the fridge for weeks. And arrived at Williams Lake. It's 8 p.m. That's actually not bad. I don't think the drive from here to Chilco Lake is that lengthy, but I'm probably gonna arrive at least at 10. So what I've noticed here, and I actually checked campfires map, because as you know probably, well, the whole eastern Canada is burning. It has like a smog in US coverage for the past month or so, but western Western Canada in BC, there is also tons of fires going on, especially it seems in northern half of BC. Northern, yeah, like somewhere in the middle there, like around Prince George and up. Like I look at the map, live map of fires, it's like crazy shit going on in there. Yeah, so thin blanket of smoke throughout the whole stay in this area for 2-3 weeks, but again, I shouldn't have any solar issues, power, because I will install that inverter in coming days. I got all the cables, everything was with me, all the tools needed for the job. So as soon as I do that, that's peace of mind, because just 800 watts, 900 watts, run the car for like an hour, boom. More than, well, whatever, half a power bank charged. The guy just ran right up to me. It's like, hey, what do you want? Okay, I'm in Chilco area, and I took this road, and in the beginning of it, it actually said, certain times of the year this road is impassable, use four-wheel drive vehicle. And yeah, I can see all these trenches here, tire marks, like I guess when it gets wet here, you're not getting in or getting out. All of this becomes giant mess. While I'm going in, and I hope when I need to come out of here, there is gonna be no rain at that time. Well, it's Monday morning. Starlink is looking up, but still connection drops a little bit. It's gotta be these trees a little bit. The good thing is, there's definitely mushrooms in this area. I'm gonna pick some. Okay, definitely it gets windy here. Just talked to my neighbors, and they've been camping here for some years, coming here, and I'm like, hey, well, for boating wise, generally what is it like? It's more on the windy side or more on the calm side? They're like, no, it's usually quite windy around here. So yeah, fishing may not be good here. And I'm thinking maybe relocate to a different lake up north after all. I'm not sure, because I tried to go to the spot a friend gave me. Essentially I arrived at my camping spot right here at official provincial campground like at 3 a.m. and because I took that little other trail thing where he gave me the spot. And it was at night, and I tried and I tried and I tried. I couldn't find the turnout, then I did. Then there's another split, and it just kept on going and going like that until there was like off-Cambry roads, and I just couldn't find that goddamn spot. And then I gave up and came to official campground here. Also, not ideal connection here. Like I can work, but it's not ideal connection. And the problem is with all these little trees around my camp spot, I wouldn't be getting much solar. Just checking out some other campgrounds here. This spot is probably the best for Starlink and solar. Let's see, this is I think north, south, so sun. Where's sun? Yeah, so I guess it's going, or from there, I'm not sure. But put solar here or change throughout the day ish, and if anything, I guess trees blocking, put it there, get some sun in still. The thing is here, the Starlink is looking that way, so this is like the ideal, I guess, spot for Starlink if I park here, for it to look there if I were to stay here. However, This place definitely gets windy, like super hard, so the neighbor said, and I can see it by the trees. I see they are kind of bent this way, all of them, more so like even here, right, away from water, that way, and more so by the water, right, they're like permanently kind of facing that way. So when wind blows, basically I probably wouldn't have enough boats in here, just like neighbor said last year. They stayed here for a week, everyone had their little boats out, kayaks and stuff, but no one used them because it was just too windy. However, if I stay in this spot right here, right, facing that way, there's actually view, but not on the lake. Mine's, I don't know, not ideal here for sure. So morning coffee loaded, and I decided to migrate quickly to a neighboring lake that definitely has Starlink, much better Starlink clearing. But even that place seemed okay, I had good connection, whatever, I could work, but no. For solar charging stuff, it was kind of all trees and stuff, so just nearby lake. Well, it's evening time. I went for some mushroom picking, and thankfully, yay, quite a few here. So I'm not sure about what these are. I guess these are the pine mushrooms or white mushrooms. See, these are striped, so it could be poisonous, could be not, I don't know, but like they really do smell extremely edible and nice. Usually the poisonous stuff, yeah, they don't smell all that good. But the rest, right, the rest is kind of like the regular what grows around here, you know, this kind of things. Bullet, right, they're kind of spongy. This is a good kind, I've eaten them before quite a few times. This I'll need to go back to camp and read the book. So that's what migration looks like. The quick stop at different lake. That was actually yesterday. I forgot to shoot whatever, I was working, and then just got carried away with my own things. So out there somewhere is the entrance. It says actually recreational site. This is Eagle Lake. It says just off Highway 20. Something like basically, yeah, north of Chilco Lake. I kind of passed it through yesterday as well, and I didn't like it. There was no real access to water like this, like close by, because all that sand there, mud, or like it was white kind of powder sand, and there was a sign. It's like dangerous sands, no vehicles, just at the entrance of that area. And yeah, it kind of looked like if it rains, it's basically clay. It's all clay. Just passed through it and came here. And if there's gonna be campfire bans lifted, that's gonna be nice. A little bit of that here, conveniently. So anyways, drove from the entrance all the way here. There was like one table at that area, but access to the beach here. Also Chilco Lake, super windy in general. What I noticed at Chilcotin, I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, it was super windy as well. And I noticed sort of some trees are bent a certain way as well, so it's like that lake gets windy. This is a much smaller lake. This is not the end, it's actually lawn. And when I looked at satellite images of this Eagle Lake, the water looked turquoise, kind of. Maybe just skewed satellite image colors or whatever, but essentially this is kind of like a bay with many little islands. I guess the whole area here is a little bit shallow, and then somewhere behind this island there's like a little squeeze area, but then the lake continues all the way there, and I guess it gets deeper. But for boating, this little bay here, well, that's probably exactly what I need. It's definitely calm. Solar not exactly too great right now, so I think I'm getting only like 100 watts. So after work today, I'll probably, there you go, I'll deploy there. I'll probably start today. I'll see how the weather is, because I want to start doing inverter stuff install when there's guaranteed no rain, because you know I need to open doors, take out stuff, maybe probably gonna be doing things, wiring and whatever, like probably here cutting some stuff, so I need no drips. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it in one night. Maybe split it into 2 days. Again, it's 100 amps, it's dealing with super high amperages. I need to make sure everything's done right. Anyways, there's definitely lots of careful work to be done, and it's not something to be rushed. Oh, and plus the whole relocation, right? This is gonna take a while to drill stuff in the truck, on the side of a console, right? Relocate my MPT controller to the other side, and so on and on, run the wire. Yeah, I'll probably spread it into like a couple of days, start, and spend a couple of hours, then do my own thing in the evening, maybe do the boat, and continue next day. Sun is briefly out. Well, actually there's gonna be quite a bit of clearing, I guess, for a little while. Drying mushrooms, just so they don't get wet. I still have lots of stuff from TNT from Vancouver. Bunch of Asian food that well, I don't need to cook, and I need to eat them in common days, so I want this to preserve quite nicely and get them maybe in a couple of days to actually cook and whatnot. Still haven't checked what these are in the book, just being lazy. But just want to show, so now that sun is cleared and there's a little bit more light going on, right? That's the white kind of sun happening, and the water, as you can see, is kind of like yeah, like super bright, kind of bluish, milky. Yeah, indeed, looking kind of turquoise. The shore here, color, everything kind of looks like that other lake where it says, oh, danger, dangerous sands. I can see how or why. So I just tried to walk over there, and right away my shoes started kind of like sinking, and it's like, and it kind of like holds on to itself. Yeah, it is kind of like clay or concrete or whatever. So someone put this board here, makes sense why. And I did touch the water. It is so warm, and like you kind of sink into it and it really grabs you. Well, I'll probably inflate boat. I'll get on that, right? Boat being sort of anchor, and maybe from the boat I'll lower the foot kind of and see how deep it gets here. Because like idea is, oh, I could just lie down here, take my shower, or sit. But what if it's kind of like quicksand, right? I may sink and not be able to get out, or whatever is going on with this type of ground. Yeah, it's like kind of mud. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, you can like I keep pressing and it keeps going down, so definitely need to be careful, and we'll only attempt with a boat. And giant rain came in. Had to close like this side because the wind keeps blowing. But it's nice and cozy here, it's not cold, whatever. No, still in a hoodie, but yeah, hopefully this clears, because I wanted in the evening to I don't know, inflate boat, this and that. Forecast didn't show rain. Because I also, in this condition, I can't do any inverter work tonight either. Yeah, well, if anything, can always, I guess, chill here and, yeah, just continue doing my own stuff. Maybe compile a couple of YouTube videos from previous trips. It's pouring hard. It's, and it got, well, sun went out, it definitely gotten colder, so come evening and rain, it's gonna be cold. Having the same situation I've had in Oregon, where I noticed this tent is definitely leaking. That's why I ported over the box here to put all the wiring, all the stuff elevated, because like what if it rains overnight, this and that, electrical connections. And it looks like it gets from under this seams here, not the zipper. Jacket, yeah. You know, there's a little bit of that sun behind clouds. It's chilly right now. I think it was warmer at Chilco in general. Boat is ready, beers are ready. Oh shit, must not forget to turn off Starlink when I go. Try to conserve energy here, just in case. Well, that's the best I could do. I really couldn't find any good sticks around here. Actually, it seems like the water receded for whatever reason. It used to be during daytime like around here. But let's just test without much pressure applied. How deep does this stick go? Oh, wow. It just keeps going and keeps going. Okay, let's see. That's deep. Then I'll have super dirty foot potentially up to here, or leg, and the only way I could wash off is using my water, and I don't want to use water for that, right? I need to conserve. And I can, with all this mess, get on the boat like that either. Okay, what do I do here? I wonder. Oh, it looks like okay. So those people, right? If they want a boat, there's some kind of cottage in the distance. Right, there's like one over here. Some kind of RV thing parked there. Hello, geese. And yeah, some kind of lodge cottage thing. So those guys, yeah, that coast there, it seems it's not sandy lake here. Yeah, and they got boats. Well, it's gonna be all shaky movements right now, but let's see if I can get it like this. Come on. Sinking. Okay. Glide even. Right, because then returning back, well, in order for me to step onto here on any of this, I'll need the boat to be positioned kind of like that here as well. But when you're loaded inside, it's practically impossible to get your boat on a coast like this. Okay, dirty shoes are off, because it became a mess pretty quick over here. Can't have that crap around here. Yeah, not good. And I'm trying to kind of like take off on both sides. I'm not moving. It's like, come on, sort of. Okay, let's try again. But well, takeoff would be easy, but coming back is like, oh my god. Ugh. Ugh. Like I can move back that way, but I can't even like raise it up. Holy, that thing just wants to eat you up. Okay, here goes the experiment. Whoa, let's not make mess here. No. Oh, it tied. No. Oh, there you go. Okay. No. You don't want to do that? No, that's that's not doing anything. Late evening exploration. Let's see what's out here. And of course, safety first. Let's see here. My giant big ass knife. Bear spray. Well, the truck is way behind that little curve there. I saw like a car in the bush. I don't know. There's like, if I keep going around that little hill here, that little spot, there's a little straight trail hugging, just actually hugging that whole grassland there, because otherwise, even as I was walking through this like grass right here, cutting the path, the water, the ground underneath, it's like spongy. It was so soft, even there. Oh, hello you. What are you? Crane? That's a crane. Okay, so I don't know. It doesn't feel all that closer here. There's, I guess, someone maybe there's a camp spot. There's definitely someone laid the rocks over here. Exactly. Yeah, it's just it's like 9:30 already. I think it's time for some movie. Good thing is I don't need Starlink to be constantly on. I can just pre-download something quickly, be it some kind of stream service, YouTube. Alright, noon. I still haven't flied drone. I'm actually gonna do it now, but here's a little update on the lake situation stuff. So this house there, those guys came on ATV, husband and wife. Guy's Canadian, wife is apparently Chinese, but I thought she's native. She's like, no. Anyways, when they brought Chinese here in like beginning of 19th century, or 20th century rather, her grandfather was, you know, to do railroads. Her grandfather was part of that, and they stayed in this area and so on. So guy's been living there for a while. And I was like butt naked, lid closed, somewhat closed. I was making coffee or whatever, and then in front of me here like two ATVs go by. I'm like, okay, lid close. But I'm like, ooh, I gotta be locals, right? Because ATVs. So I quickly dressed up, jumped out. They didn't leave. They were like doing some stuff around here. But I'm right away like, hey, hello, let's ask questions. Nothing feeds into this lake. It's pretty much fed from like rainwater and stuff like that. Anyways, from locals, these guys, they have a pier over there, but they can't use it. They haven't been able to use it for like a decade now. So this lake apparently been receding, like back in the day when he built the house here. He started living here all the way, I think he mentioned, in 1955. That's when he came to this area, building this little house, probably mansion now. So the water levels in this lake were up to here, grass level. So this like ground was actually like around here, right where I stand. It's okay. And so their pier is built around that level. They tried to rebuild it again throughout years, like later as water was receding, but of course in this kind of soil, yeah, good luck building a pier. So yeah, they haven't been able to use their boating stuff from the house over a decade. Also, another thing is, he mentioned that this is considered the most see-through lake in BC. I can totally see why. He's like, you can't stop seeing the water after about 40 feet down. That's a lot of see-through. He did confirm that there's a big trout there, and sometimes some of his whatever friend neighbors up there somewhere, they do catch some big ones. He said they can be here up to anywhere from yeah, around 7 pounds, 4 to 7 pounds easily. At this point on power station I am kind of sitting. I even went 40% by the end of the night before shutting down Starlink. Of course, when I woke up now, already some charge was coming in, but barely, right? Because it's early morning sun. And all I got is like up to 50%, and now it's been like sitting 55% as I have laptop plugged in, all that stuff. And sometimes, well, now it cleared, so that's good. But up till even an hour ago, it was still kind of like mainly cloudy with some sun out. So now charge going in. While I'm walking here, I shut down laptop as well for lunch break. And I'm doing okay for now. As long as there's a couple of days of the sun, I'm still gonna be in the positive. I'll get back to 100%. But if, of course, no sun, then I overconsumed in the past couple of days for sure. That's where I'm kind of waging, like, do I do inverter? Which is not, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do all this wiring and fins. You know, maybe for some people these little projects are fun. For me it's not. It's just out of necessity. I'd rather not do it. Or do this. I have these guys come over, just people visiting from neighboring lake, checking out stuff. And the kids, of course, went in. Well, they were careful in the beginning as well. They just unshoed. Seems like barefoot, it's doable. Sometimes they struggle here and there, but generally, barefoot at least, it's doable. Like in boots, probably not, they're gonna just sink. But yeah, as they get like to around here, I think he went almost up to the waist. What I'll need to do is have a bucket, just kind of like fill it up with water, have it be on the shore, so each time, well, fully, like wear shorts, whatever, use that bucket of water to rinse myself each time. Okay, this battery here died. I was wondering when it's gonna die. So this shower head thing came with two of these. The cable disconnects here. What I've never figured out is, well, okay, so let's say this one dies. And okay, let's say it's dead. So I'm gonna go find the second one right now, but that's it. 1 second is dead. I guess you need to buy a new one, because or maybe somehow. No, there is no, it doesn't seem like there's any way to plug some kind of battery here. Second one not working, but what I noticed here, it says in 5.5 volts. So this hole is chargeable apparently. Okay, solar stuff. Let's see. Oh, I may be in luck. I think this is the connector here. Oh, that stuff wasn't here, and I'm not sure if this cable, I just took it from that compartment I had. I remember I saved some kind of cables and I'm like, I don't really need them for anything, but I kept them there for a long time. Nice, it is charging. Hopefully it's not throw away. I'm not sure how much power, because that connector there is technically 30 watts. This says 5 volts or whatever, probably some kind of self-regulating thing. If it's not one thing, it's the other thing. I'm just not lucking out on fishing. It's starting to get cold, this thing is over me, and there's drips happening already. I really wanna go. Definitely chillier water now, so let's do that test. So I'm standing, applying full pressure, as if I'm walking or whatever. Okay. Alright, that's not bad at all. Yay! Brief moment of sun before. Where are you, my car? There you go, not quite far. So wind changed, it was coming from that way, and now it is coming from like behind me, where that rainbow is, kinda. But that's good, because returning back will be easier, right? It's gonna kind of like trying to drift me right now to a car. Ooh, thank you, sun. As soon as it came out, it's like, so decently warm. So I don't recall exactly, looking from satellite image, not satellite but drone, there was like a deep here. That's where I saw a bunch of fish, but it's kind of hard to tell where it is now. I felt like near this island here, this side. Not sure what to use in this lake. I had this blue one hooked up while I was trolling, nothing was going on, so let's try the orange one. Yeah, so I'm anchored now and I'm not sure where the depth is. I'll really need to fly the drone again tomorrow and measure exactly where stuff is happening. But look at this, that is a beautiful rainbow. Holy, it started pouring, soaking wet now. I need to change clothing. Just grabbed some dry stuff, and some guys just drove by as I was like reeling boat in, trying to run for it here, wiping my legs. Guys arrived here, and they're like, one of them just screaming, "Hey, I follow you," blah blah blah. I just briefly chatted with them. They're like on a work trip here, as well from Vancouver. Just kind of like hey, and off they went. Oh, it's starting to be beautiful sunset kind of, but yeah, all of that in the distance, right? That's all coming here. Well, time to change the dry stuff. A little bit of heat going here. Canister's about to die, but that's how I dry stuff. Right, so by end of the evening today, probably it's all gonna be dry. Just heat travels up. Whew, so nice and cozy here. It got in with all this wetness, rain, it definitely gotten cold pretty quick. It's like this icy raindrops falling on your back. Yeah, beautiful view. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so let's do another update. So talked to a lot of, like in the morning, some guy drove by in a boat, one of the locals here from one of the houses, different guy, and he said, like, I talked fishing wise with him, much more knowledgeable guy about this lake. So this whole area here, all the way up to, let's say there, that whole thing, shallow. So even a deeper spot over there, where I tried to catch yesterday before rain, it's still relatively shallow. And he said, well, I told him like, hey, I've seen big fish from drone, like it was definitely big. He's like, not trout, you probably seen sucker fish. And he's like, they're bad, whatever. I just researched on YouTube. No, people say they actually taste quite good, but they're just bony, right? Lots of light little bones, but they taste good. So even if I catch that, I'll be stoked, and supposedly they put up good fight. Past 5 years it hasn't actually been good fishing here. There is reasons, not as good as it used to be, and depending on like stock. But then again, this guy there said, "Ooh, someone dumped stocked trout in here and stuff, like last year or this year or whatever." And this guy said the opposite thing, and he said basically whenever people catch here big trout, it's that more eastern side of the lake, right? I'm on sort of yeah, western side, so gotta get out of this little bay. Well, for me, without a motor, it's quite a distance. There's no way I'm gonna row all the way to get into deeper part of the lake, because that lake stretches all the way into like that end mountain range over there. Okay, so some other locals just drove by. Some lady that lived here for so long. She was I don't know, kids visiting her, maybe grown-ups, or maybe there's apparently, yeah, some inns going on here, or like a little bed and breakfast, some touristy stuff, different lakes. So she's owns one of those and some ranch. Anyway, so she briefly talked, well, I explained my situation for camping. I need decent space for satellite view, solar, blah blah blah. We discussed a bunch of lakes. She mentioned for my setup, like, oh, you could be here, could be there. She actually said this lake, the Eagle Lake, she never heard of anyone having good fishing here. It's like, who do you listen? One local says this, another local says that. She's like, oh, don't listen to those guys, they've only been here like 10 years or whatever. I'm like, okay. Like, I've been here since I grew up. And so, yeah, she's like, don't really, this lake is like a swamp, she called it swamp. Anyway, so for fishing wise, Sapaio Lake she mentioned, It's nearby, right? Like 30 minutes. That campground, she said I should be able to get decent connection. Then she has some construction guy. He also uses Starlink. There is supposedly on Supuyo, whatever lake. Man, some of his names. South end of it, there's some kind of a farm. Lady runs it, and she has like big grassy fields that connects to the water. And this woman is like, oh yeah, it's definitely you're gonna get solar because mountains are not too close, and definitely open space. And that lady charges something like $11 to use her kind of field as a campground. So like lately it's been kind of really, if I can camp here, it's worth going. If it's just to snap some picture, yay, I've been here, hang out 10 minutes, maybe have a snack, and then start going off a mountain, or just hang out at some mountain peak for like half an hour, and it's like, whoa, I've seen it. It's like, well, whatever. It's similar view as any other views from other peaks. Like that kind of stuff I'm not really interested in much anymore. Just because there's a bunch of driving, lots of these trails covered by trees, like trees on side, so you don't get views. Again, kind of like those Utah, Arizona, or whatever, vistas. So eventually arrive at some spot after burning a bunch of gas and time. It's like, ooh, you got a great view. It's cold, miserable, windy. It's like, okay, picture snap, yay, go me, and start going down and somewhere else. Like, not my thing anymore. So if I'm spending time on fuel and whatever, it's got to be someplace that's worthy actually to hang out for a few days, or in my case work for a week or something like this, or worth exploring for a potential actual camping spot. And that mountain peak alpine thing is just gonna eat up hours of my drive time and day where I could be exploring potential lake spots to camp at. So I'd rather do that than some mountain peak. Yeah, so the whole Saturday basically is going to be complete exploration, but it's good. She gave me tips and some other couple of lakes and that should be good for me to camp in my setup, but also have good fish stocks, like actual good fishing. Tatla Lake, she said there is char apparently in it and freshwater cod, and cod supposedly you gotta catch it at night, she said, whatever. Also on Sunday, so far forecast says possibly rains and things like that, so it's not gonna be great in this area. So it's been almost like a week and I still haven't touched the inverter work I need to do. And all I've been able to do well, today and yesterday is stay by the end of the day at like 60 to 50% on my power station. But obviously if I have Starlink running at night in the evening while I hang out, which I minimized by downloading stuff and just shutting it off, right, by morning it's like, oh, 50% or something like that. And because I run laptop throughout day, Starlink, whatever, and it's been kind of on and off cloudy and stuff, all I've been able to do is by evening maybe get to 60%, right? So it's just balanced, it's like barely over what I consume. And then now sun is out, so I'm going into negative and I'm past 50%. And if tomorrow is all cloudy indeed, Friday, then well, I'll be going in real minus here. I'm at Tatla Lake, West Chilcotin Trading Company. This place doesn't work on weekends and it closes at what is it, 5 o'clock. Well, the next gas station, if this guy is closed today, you're not getting fuel nearby. I just restocked with milk, so back to milk diet instead of coffee mates. And also in this place there is this Graham Inn. They sell booze and cigarettes here, 25 bucks. Very expensive. Beer, I think I got 12 pack for like 26 bucks. I don't know, it's all right. A little expensive. And so yeah, I just quickly packed Starlink just to take with me, right, all my stuff, tent, solar, everything as a campground. But the neighboring guy, he's like, yeah, I'll watch over while you're gone, make sure no one comes by, but it's quiet area, there's barely any people here. So I just packed the most valuable stuff, laptop, obviously Starlink with me, just to drive here. And I drive here actually, he's like, oh, half an hour. It's like, no, at my speed it's only like 15. Who is this good boy? Are you two good boys here? Yeah. Went for dips. That's what you did? That's what you did? I decided, because this is in its restaurant, I decided to grab some food to go. Because why not, while waiting for the station to charge. And back in camp. The boat, technically I don't have to pack tonight. I could just leave it for the morning, let it possibly dry overnight if it doesn't rain. But again, wind is coming from there. Will it change direction? Not. I don't know, like this is some rainy crap over here. After all, I'm fishing. For me, this whole boat fishing thing, it's kind of like a side thing. It's not the goal of my whatever when I camp. It's just a side thing, side gig, right? I'm not some avid fisherman. It's like, hey, if I can fish for a boat, sure. If not, that's not really why I'm here. I'm just chilling, doing my thing. So I don't feel all that bad if I don't go fishing now, because again, I'll research whatever place I'll end up next is definitely going to be more fisher, easier to access place. None of this take off shoes and all this hassle, go barefoot up to the knee and all this crap. Easy access beaches. Tomorrow I decided I will be droning at each lake a little bit. Of course it needs time, right, from tripping. When you try to ride cover distances and stuff, all these filming things, they always take time. That's why I'm not deploying cameras of drive-by vehicle shots, you know, the fancy YouTube thing. It's like, ooh, because then you need to run out there, you need to deploy a camera, you need to go back, run, drive by, you know, all this stuff for what? Like a couple of 100 people watching. Fine, whoever is watching, they'll watch, and whoever doesn't want to, I don't know, they want some expedition overland style, whatever, false impressions kind of crap, then they can watch that. So I'm just doing the quick thing here. Whenever I'm at these lakes, whatever is going on, I'll just overlay on top. No fancy cinematic music, none of that stuff. But it's just gonna be something to substitute the talking head or some kind of a view, whatever, I'm sure. So actually tomorrow, yeah, I gotta switch mode. Keep in mind that, hey, in the final whatever dump on YouTube, it will be overlaid. So when I say and do stuff, it has to be, I guess, with that in mind. Yeah, so like I'm not pointing finger, oh, look at here, blah blah blah, this and that, because like, right, the footage is gonna be actually drawn. So a little adjustment to make for tomorrow. Well, clouds went away, this mess, whatever it went or dissipated, no idea. So last chance, I got maybe like an hour of sun left, tops. It's beautiful sunset. Let's go park between those two islands there, where depth is. Have my beer. I'm good to go. Look at that nice steam. Can camera capture that? Let's see. Photo does, but camera is not doing that good of a job. Let's have a look at the last view from this lake. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the little island thing here. Okay, so I'm kind of jammed right in between the two. And that's roughly where the good stuff is at. So let's see who is there. No idea. You can see it's all sandy, not a whole lot going on here. So suckerfish, but I'm not casting the bottom right now or have some kind of sausages, whatever. I'm not sure what they eat. Right, trout is way out of this bay out there somewhere. But never know, who knows? Could be a bite. Anyways, cheers guys. Well, cool. Look at this vapor. maybe I should be returning back. Sun is going down quick here. That's my little shower fin. Let's go. And we are arriving at Chilcotin Lake. I'm taking this route to go to Chilco Lake. It's kind of off the path from the rest of lakes and actually where I want to stay. But you know, it's exploring day. I may as well check out Tatla, even though it's like an hour drive. And this Chilcotin Lake. It's supposedly okay fishing here, but no one said about it like it's something special. When I was leaving, I had to pack everything in the rain. Okay, so someone's boat's here, but I see zero campers around. Okay, well, at least finally none of that mud stuff. Yeah, see, I had to wear rubber boots because my place had some grass in the sand, like around my truck and stuff like that. And just even yesterday, coming from boat, feet get wet quite fast with socks and stuff, and I had to do quite a bit of packing today, so may as well stay the whole day in this. Yeah, whatever, typical Canadian lake, marshes, a little bit over there. Alright, we're at Tatla Lake. I'm making a turn. It's like, there's a gate here. I'm not sure if I can go through it or not. It says, please keep gate closed. Maybe you can. Alright, well, I'm not gonna drive here. I'm not sure if I can stay here. It says, Canada National Conservancy something. I guess maybe this is campable area. I'm just not sure, so I decided to just go for a walk. So this is the very north end of Tatla Lake. Nice mountain views. The lake is super long. It goes all the way south, curves around there. It's a big lake. It's definitely probably 4 or 5 times bigger than Eagles Lake I stayed at. Definitely not an option for me to camp around here, but that looks cozy, covered with trees, like as a general campground with nice cover. Yeah, it's good. I would say not ideal campground, but as you can see, in general there's about 20 spots here and there's no one here. There's just one trailer and no car, so someone traveled somewhere. This is end of July, right? And Saturday. No people around here in these areas. Just too far, maybe a little cold. So generally Chilco areas, you know, you have so many choices for campgrounds and lakes, but not a whole lot of people coming here. So access from all campgrounds here is not exactly ideal, right? All of them are here, none of them on the shore. There's definitely a climb down here. Maybe a little easier somewhere else. From what I saw, there is no boat launch here, not really. Oh yeah, something I in the restaurant when I was talking to that German waiters, there are lots of natives sitting, locals, and they kind of joined a little bit of conversation, me poking questions. So in general, the snow here melts around March and snow begins around November. So not too bad, actually. Somewhat kind of like lower mainland. However, the zero temperatures and in minus can even happen right now still. They're basically like, hey, it might be all sunny in daytime, but not even in the mountains. It can get to zero any day right now. So they grow turnips, potatoes, you know, carrots, things that don't require gentler weather. And occasionally here and there some tomatoes and stuff like that in greenhouses. And generally for work people just graze and sell cattle here and feed from, and forestry. That's pretty much one or two businesses around here people do. So consistent zero temperatures and going into minus begin or end in May around here. Again, not mountaintops, just regular people's life here, and begins about end of September. It starts to go consistently being below zero. Temperatures in this region here, not in the mountains, can get up to minus 40. That's what people have to deal with every winter. And now we are approaching Punzi Lake. Well, some kind of a boat launch here, not boat, oh actually, and a little bridge access to the lake shore, and I guess generally you can maybe go, but right now water level's high. Well, let's check it out. Less scenic than Chilco Lake as far as mountains. Okay, well, the gate is open to go wherever this goes, because I've been told, ooh, someone boat battery here. I was told that supposedly you can camp on the beach here, potentially. The campground, right, I just passed, it's all here on hills. It's not really, it's not by the lake, right, so not cool. Oh, someone's boat is in there. I don't know, should I drive? Because I don't want to deal like a situation if there's no turnaround proper in here. Well, the gate is open, but at the same time it says private property, no hunting, no trespassing, so just passing Punzi campgrounds here, right? Went a little bit up a hill that I showed, and half of campgrounds here are overgrown with like bushes, you know, just like in the middle of campground stuff growing. Definitely can tell not a whole lot of people ever camp here, right? And the ones that do probably take closest to water a couple of spots because that's any amount of people here, and the rest campgrounds are just completely unused. That's why they're overgrown. Just not too many people come here. Let's check out Bluff Lake. So just south of Punzi, at south end of it, there's supposed to be some kind of a ranch thing, horse touring thing. That's maybe the farm that was mentioned, or place with open field, and it does kind of look like open field to potentially stay at. Yeah, I think that's the house over there, or something, some kind of business in the distance. No matter how fishy the Punzi Lake is, I can't stay there. This campground is absolutely not good for me for any kind of coverage because of trees. And it's just not fun camping at some campground without like having a view to the water and stuff like that, so meh. Okay, I'm not gonna go any further, but this white horse something, this is essentially south end of Bluff Lake, some kind of airlift service where I saw helicopter land. That's probably that little field. So yeah, that tip someone gave me, mad. I'm just not sure. Signs, right? No, keep out. There's was some other trespass thing. I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna leave this area, go to Horn Lake. Okay, we are at Horn Lake. As you can see, all campgrounds are relatively close to the water, but they're all covered by trees. And essentially, yeah, they all are parallel to water. There was only one big camper here just now, I noticed. Again, that's Saturday, so that just speaks of, see, no one around generally. The smell here is so good. Some trees or grass, something here. Very, very sweet smell in the air. But yeah, that is a challenge. Tiny spots, obstructed. would have loved to stay here, and technically I could stay for the night today, right, and just continue tomorrow. I think my options probably that Punzi Lake, Ponzu, but that's far away. Okay, this is much more open area, but still there would be barely any solar most of the time. Horn Lake is not a big lake. Definitely Sapai is bigger, but it's supposed to be good fishing here in general. Okay, this campground seems to be quite open. Still trees, but it's the most open I've seen so far. A little boat launch. I'm not gonna bother flying around here. It's a small little lake. Right. We're like at one end of the lake here. Right, that's one end right there. And this is the other, so not a big one. Got some decent views, like this is cool, not bad. You know, it's not flat, it's not like all those places in 70-mile houses areas. Lots of little chipmunks in this area, that's for sure. Man, these guys always remind me of my past ferrets. So this is Pinto Lake. I didn't even consider it on the map at all. It's just off highway, like literally just to pull off from highway. I saw like, oh, Pinto Lake recreation site. It's just outside of the town where I was. Essentially, I was going to Tatla Lake right now, in that direction. See, that's the thing, like cruising around all these lakes today, I already burned half a tank of fuel. Starting to bump into limit as far as what I can explore today without going all the way to, because Williams Lake gas station, well, the gas station towards Williams Lake is closer still by about 30 minutes than the one towards Anaheim Lake. So quite a little lake. The ground here, I'm not sure what the ground, it's definitely not like the other lake I've stayed at. Let's check, because for openness this is doable, like I could stay here. Definitely there is space. It's definitely tiny lake, tiny here, but yeah, ground wise it kind of does look somewhat similar to Eagle Lake, somewhat. Like at least there's like normal ground. There does seem to be, if I zoom in here further that way, right, there's some greenery, some things happening on the other side, less sandy, more grassy, so that's where probably some fishing is at. Well, it's an option. Now I know what it's like, it's an option. I can always return here if I need to, if I choose to, if I run out of options, whatever it is. Technically I could explore tomorrow as well, Sunday. I don't want to, because I'll have another weekend next week around here, right? So whatever I can't make it this weekend to check out in the series, I can go next weekend, Saturday. So that would be towards Anaheim Lake direction, towards west, like Clearwater Lake then, and not that you can really stay there, it doesn't seem like it. Then Big Stick Lake and One Eye Lake, because it's really out of the way. Like I can't cover everything here in this area without gas station, and it's closed. So alrighty, let's get back on the highway. Now we're going to Tatla Lake. It's a short drive off highway. And it's interesting that I haven't really seen any mushrooms in these areas, period. Like, no mushrooms. I keep paying attention, all these little trails, this and that. I even walked out a few times, walked. Not even bad ones, like zero, which is kind of weird. It's been rainy and sunny, it's already end of July. I should be seeing that stuff, you know, things. I should be seeing this. Tatla Lake is definitely big one, it's super long, stretching east to west. Nice and sunny here. So happy to see actual coastlines where you don't have to unshoe to get in. This seems sturdy little boat launch. Problem is, yeah, this is not campable spot for sure. I mean, the boat could be parked here, if anything. Landscape wise, well, kind of looks like typical sort of Okanagan-ish lake areas, kind of flat. At least at this spot, nothing much to look at. Problem with some of these bigger lakes, right, as you can see, the waves. Like Chilko Lake, when I was talking to locals, they said like, oh yeah, waves where you can get up to like 7 feet and stuff, frequently. That was another point about Tatla Lake that I visited today. Locals said it's like windy so many times. It's kind of like Chilco, just like Chilcotin. All those bigger lakes between mountains, there's like channel funnels for wind. It's similar to here, although they didn't call it out like that. But it's just, yeah, big lake, big open area, just winds. Okay, I could definitely stay here. It's quiet open area, someone camping there. You get some views, definitely not close by the water, but at least, you know, views, stuff to look at. Definitely campable for me. But let's go check out some other stuff. So at this point, Punzi Lake doesn't seem like too far. I definitely have gas. The thing is near Punzi Lake, Redstone Town or something like that. There's petrochem in there. So that's the gas station I was saying. An hour drive, but that was from where I was at that time. Now it says 35 minutes. And yeah, at this point, that one is open. It's like big gas station, whatever, till like 9 in this area. So since I'm already in nearby area and I'm running below half a tank, this is the point. I'm just gonna go there, and just above it there's Punzi Lake, which was mentioned by locals as well. There's Brian messaged me, maybe he just researched this area or heard about Punzi and just mentioned like, hey, check out Punzi. It's now towards Williams Lake, and yeah, I'm gonna check out. I already yesterday marked satellite image a few potential camp spots. We are arriving at Punzi Lake. Oh, they spelled it differently. Ponzini, Bini, something. Punzi Lake recreation site. So, oh, that actually, this one seems decent. No, still too many trees. So it's already past 5. I need to figure out where I'm staying. So far I've only seen one site over here. Not sure what's going on. Not a scenic lake view here, but I like so far already. Yeah, rocks, there's little fishes, there's like some growth algae. That's good stuff. Not impressive at all. So I do have, well, I'll check out if there's actually a couple more spots here. It can be just one, but I do have potential marked spots and satellite images to camp like somewhere there and somewhere there. So I'll go check them out as well. Okay, so at boat launch there was one, but actually if I take this trail out more north of it, there's definitely more campgrounds here and people camping. Let's see, this here, no, not enough sun throughout the day. But these guys are using Starlink. Could ask them. Well, yeah, for Starlink, no obstructions here, really. Like with this little field here, especially put it on the roof, it's fine. But these guys probably have tons of battery banks, may not be using solar as much, who knows. horses. You're gonna let me pass. Hello. So Punzi Lake definitely has some lodges and mostly ranches. I'm kind of at the north end now. Tagging someone's ranch. It actually said this is someone's huge ranch. It said Punzi Lake Ranch. I think territory-wise, yeah, it's gotta be the biggest. So one spot already didn't work out just now. It's like right away, so it's no trespassing private property, gated and stuff. I'm really hoping for this one to work out, because yeah, I think Punzi is good for fish. It seems like calm lake, secluded. Hoping here, hoping. Because it's a fairly bad spot where RVs were. I wouldn't want to stay there. I'd rather go to that Mitzi something tiny lake, probably no fish off the highway at this point. Yeah, like Starlink wise maybe alright, but solar definitely not. And even Starlink, like when I looked at it, when they had it deployed, I saw a shadow on it, so from some tree. I can't have any dropouts. Okay, I incidentally passed my turn off. It barely is visible on sat view, and even visually here it doesn't seem like much, but it almost looks like some kind of ATV little trail just kind of hugging someone's fence. But it should be like a big open clear area. Let's see if I can, yeah, definitely looks like the track's tiny ATV trail. No sign, nothing, right? So hey, I can be here. Come on, work out. That would be awesome. Interesting. Well, someone camped here right next to whatever fence, whatever is going on. So it definitely looks like ATV trail, and in this case I do want to still check it out, but not with truck. Let it rest, right? Because I don't want situations here struggling to turn around. Why? When I can walk, although it's a bit of a walk here to water, so we'll see. This may be a little narrow, but whatever, I can move on the side. Okay, I like this so far. This is wide, nice. Still not seeing any mushrooms anywhere in this region. Although at Punzi Lake's recreational site, it actually, there was a sign like, hey, mushroom pickers, commercial, whatever, you can't like pick mushrooms here or whatever. So definitely, maybe just not the season, but definitely mushrooms are, if they actually have a notice for that. Maybe the season here is more like August, September, you know, much later. Okay, my mistake. I don't have anything like knife on me or something. Whenever I venture, yes, there's lots of people here. It's still kind of civilization, whatever. But it is outback. It is backcountry. Any kind of little venturing like this in the woods should definitely have protection just in case. I'm kind of more in a relaxed, lazy mode, but technically, yeah, I need to do that. Just double checked on Google Map as well. Yes, there is a reserve little territory, and I guess that's the Punzi Lake ranch. It is marked as Punzi 2 or whatever on Google. So, but this is outside of that area. Even though trail is definitely ATV, this is passable in truck. Okay, gets a little tighter here. Man, it's like muddy. All in shade, sun doesn't get here. Ooh! First mushrooms that I actually saw here in a while, but I don't think these are edible. Definitely slippery. Oh man, mosquitoes here. As I walk, they swarm me, because it's all that shade. They can really get you. Okay, it's not bad. I think I'm about to get out to, whoa, slippery, to clear field. All this is, whoa, holy shit. That really spooked me. Goddamn bird. I think I'm in luck. I think so. That whole path is drivable, definitely a little bit of scraping here and there. Yeah. Well, let's see the shore here. Sweet, 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 sweet. Because everything is like, okay, well, I may have access here, but seems like marshes here and stuff. At night, actually, once sun goes down, could be mosquito hell here, who knows. Thing is like, can I actually have access and launch the boat here? That's another thing. Could definitely stay on, or even like here by the water, just park. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna be against it, but there's no signs anywhere, anything. Don't drive off that little trail, right? Like no indications of anything. Yeah, this is accessible, right? Like drop it off here. It's a very dirty, muddy. Oh, yeah, a little bit muddy. You get through that grass and off you go. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is campable. However, I do have another spot. If I keep going to the east of north side of the lake, that area might have a better path. Well, this path is fine, but it could be less kind of swampy like this here, because what I'm thinking is I really don't want mosquito hell in the evenings, even though I have thermosol, all that. Still, don't want to be battling these guys. I kept driving over there, totally missed this path. It reminds me of like some Arizona or some place there. I don't even recall where it was. It was like grassy fields like this and some old barely visible trails, and eventually I just kept on going in loops and loops trying to connect things and ended up nowhere. So far so good. Definitely some of these grassy portions, no one driven here in a long time, right? No fresh tracks, nothing. I have a very good feeling about this, unless at the very end it's gonna be like some gate like private property, no trespassing. I doubt this is gonna work. Quite some fires were in this area. Come on, please work. This is gonna be an amazing spot if it does. Good for sun, good for fishing here, especially if marsh is nearby I can swim to. Like not close to me, next to me, but if nearby, some grassy stuff, perfect to cast. Beautiful greenery, or rather purple. As far as I can tell on Gaia satellite images, I use worldview, that's the best quality. I actually, for this region, for just this lake, I downloaded highest quality, so you know, it takes a... Okay, this looks like a nice little field. I think I could continue. Well, there is no track here, but if, or maybe there is, who knows at this point. But on satellite image, this looks behind, kind of like open area as well. So let's start walking. Let's grab beer and start walking, because looks like I'm staying somewhere here for sure. Oh, look at this. Is this for me? Well, thank you very much, whoever you are. Cool, yeah, definitely someone comes here. I think probably only locals know about this place, and they just like come away from their little ranches and maybe come over here. But campfire bands, right? Oh, this is good actually. I don't need to go above those fields and stuff. This is easy access, look. Boom, boom, boom. Right here, water. There's like, maybe used to be another camps. No. Yep, nice gravelly beach. Beautiful. I'm in business. And of course we got that. Wow, what a spot. What a spot. Quiet. I can't really see any houses from here, so means houses can't really see me. Well, actually across the lake there is like far and distance one. Except for some locals here that may come here every once in a blue moon, because I didn't see any fresh tracks in that grassy land. I think I'll be here all alone for the whole week, just score. So sun, it's like 6:30 probably already. Let's see, oh, almost 7. So I'll start deploying. Spend like half an hour with the tent and things like that. I just threw in the back of the truck. I didn't pack anything. It was pissing rain in the morning. I had to do everything in the rain, so the boat packing on the roof, it's all probably all wet in there and stuff. I'll open some of these compartments to dry from rain over the next couple of days when it's sunny. Ventilate, and yeah, once I'm set up a little bit, I'll fly the drone. Perfect for this sunset. My place of zen right here. Actually now I'm hoping for some rain, well, in like few days maybe, so all this stuff gets washed off. Or maybe I could do like some bucketing and use shower head just to kind of clean it up, because constantly shutting down and touching all this, like, look at that. Ugh. Typical Chilco trip, Chilcotin area trip. And that's my relocation mess. I just shoved everything in the tent here, just like mattress down there. It's like, yeah, these areas are strange. Like, I literally just arrived. I'm still like trying to put Starlink up. I decided to have tent so close to the car, so this window when I work or do stuff, I have a lake view. Loon heard all that noise. Yeah, came over to check me out. What the hell am I doing over here? Yeah, he's definitely checking me out. It's been like 5 minutes now. He's just in one spot, not really moving, just looking at me, what the hell I'm doing. Literally, like, just hanging out and looking at me. Maybe loons here are spoiled by people, like people feed them or something like that. Finally set up, tent set up, everything. Solar, I'm ready for morning. Cheers. So I'm tired, just all this unpacking, driving all day. Because in order for me to fish right now, I would need to get the boat from the roof, inflate it, go through all these chores. I think, yeah, I'm just gonna, whatever, watch. Oh, actually, I'll try to fish from shore. I don't need boat for that. Just, yeah, just like cast here. Or maybe do the floating ball thing, sink it, and see what comes up. I don't know. Seems like everything kind of went that way-ish. No, there's still this thing over me anytime now, or that. Anyways, cheers guys for a good Saturday, and my thing is a success. Oh, I'm so stoked about this place. Augmented reality. I use this solar app, like I assumed, because I thought I'm on northern end, right? I thought, oh, this is like east over there, and not really. So this is the path that was today of the sun, right? I positioned solar panels facing this way, thinking that's where in the morning this stuff is gonna be. No. This is where it's gonna rise. Okay, so 7, 8 p.m, 9, so I need to position solar panels facing that way to start catching morning sun optimally. While doing morning coffee, I decided to cast the floating balls. There's a bite. Let's see what's going on. Man, I need my coffee. Oh, hello there. That looks like what, pike minnow fin? Definitely doesn't look like trout. Come on, where are you? Yeah, something like that. Gotta research. I think it is. Definitely fishy lake here. Just was on the roof grabbing my boat. The bite's happening. There is definitely something sitting right now on the road. Yeah, and now pike minnow. Ooh, this one's bigger. That's for sure. Yeah, fattier. Wow, that's actually the biggest pike minnow I ever got before. Because I keep catching them every now and then, every other year, but I keep forgetting what they look like or what they are. Whew, that's up to my elbow, this guy. Goodbye, Mr. Beast. Let's go. What a nice day. So I'm gonna fish till like 1 or something, and then start work on inverter. I'm gonna try to follow fish. There's oh, pelicans gone. There's like lots of pelicans and stuff heading that way. So that seems like a thin little channel over there to go into bigger portion of the lake on the east side. I'm gonna go there for depth. Hello again. What's up? So the depth here, roughly where I am, I think according to depth map, I don't have it with me right now, it's about 20 meters, something like that. Hello there. I'm gonna go for a swim. It's been a week. Actually in Oregon, yeah, I didn't take showers for like 2 weeks pretty much. I had to essentially baby wipes and stuff. I do have my shower, my scrub fin, fresh stuff, solar's pumping, all good. The weather is pretty good, like I already actually took out a bunch of stuff to do the inverter and so on. Took that boat ride for a couple of hours, just chilling before waves picked up. How could I forget the towel? Boggles me. Oh yeah, so bucket, get wet, soap, shampoos, all that, and now the water is cold. It is. Woo. Okay, ready to start. It's about 5. I should be able to make it. Weather is okay. Got my stuff in. See? It's a big inverter. It's crazy. And that's actually gonna be a controller for it. I think I'll put it on top of my S-Pod and just kind of glue it on top so they're both together. Something like that. Alright, so that's my hand-up fuse, bunch of that, and a whole lot of nuts and bolts and things of the right material. I'll need some screws from that, some drilling. The cables I got this 2 gauge with inverter, it came 4 gauge. I'm just thinking, well, obviously inverter came with 4 gauge, so that's just fine. They're rated for hand amps and all good. Okay, as you can see, what I'll need to do to connect the thick cables is this bolt. I'll need to unscrew this. See, like there's no space on the nut. It's gonna be loose. It has potential to come loose. Same as here, right? It's like as many cables as it could be fit here before. So what I'll do is yeah, disconnect, rub all these cables, all these connectors, all this, and the bolts that go in here and there. I have a longer versions, I'll substitute to that. Messing around in there, and I noticed that the battery is kind of loose, right? There's a little bit of motion. I'm like, oh, this bolt here doesn't seem like it's completely tight. So I tried to screw it in a little bit more, and it just pretty much on like second, third screw it completely snapped. So I have part of it still in there, that block that holds the battery on one side. I guess I'll be needing to drive a little bit more carefully on bumps, because, you know, well, I guess the battery was kind of loose to begin with, but now there is completely nothing holding on one side in place. Okay, things are not going according to plan. So I disconnected a bunch of stuff, but this one here, I tried, I don't know, like it kind of seems like you cannot screw it. I tried everything, I just can't. So I'm limited to this short bolt. What I'm thinking is, so this goes to my S-pod, this connector. This goes to my, I think airbags. Yeah, so to compensate, so I can't install longer bolts, like no way. I'm just thinking more like, you know, this tie thing here, once the battery actually is screwed in. Actually, some of the smaller things, less important, connect to here. Alright, same as this one, connect to here. This will free up space on that one. Similar thing with that yellowish cable, just to kind of free up space. Damn it. Because in here, I'm not sure if I can use one of these. There's on RAM, there's a 180 amp fuse and 120 amp fuse. I'm not sure what this go to. It's like separate altogether things. And I'm not sure if I should be connecting anything extra to this at all. And it's like, I don't know. And the job is not gonna get done today at all. Yeah, I have an issue. Man, why did I start today working so late? I knew the job is gonna take a while. Okay, MPPT controller is already unplugged. I just need to shove wires over there. There's gonna be no install of inverter at all on this trip. Now I have to order a few parts and wait till I come back to Vancouver in a couple of weeks. And I'll have about a week while with girlfriend wherever I install before I go on vacation. I'm on vacation to, I don't know, probably States or whatever. I still haven't decided, we'll see. So, yeah, this is just gonna be empty space for now, the whole trip. Alright, so this is just too short of for the bolt. As I was saying, I could temporarily install a few fins to this fin and that fin, but I measured plugging my thick cables into here, right? Because the lugs are thick, super thick. There's just no, and to be safe, I need to install the washer and then the screw washer fin. So that's all this extra space, and there's just absolutely no space for it here. I am still continuing to drill. So fire port is like over there, but I have no real space. These are 2-gauge wires, super thick. This port here, some kind of auxiliary port fin, and that wire running there, that's aftermarket alarm. Guys used drilled hole in there and used that, like, I don't know, years ago, since I got the truck. And on the other side, it's actually circular space. This is all plastic that is drillable. So I'm carefully been doing that. Mosquitoes actually did come out, so I have my thermocell working in my workspace, just scare them away. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, there you go. Right, I just need to make sure now to expand it even more using what do you say, like giant drill here. And yeah, just connect solar, connect all of that, clean all this stuff. It's still gonna take a while to put away all these things, all this mess. So I'm probably gonna be done at like 1 today. Shit. And maybe throw a movie or whatever too, maybe have a beer. And tomorrow is work day, so none of that stuff. And in the evenings, just research what to order. And yeah, for energy, I mean, technically, if shit happens, if like really days on end, I'll have no good solar coming in. Technically, I could still idle car for who knows, half a day, right? Just charging from two 12-volt ports, getting 150 watts on top of whatever solar. Let's say solar is minimal, 50 watts. You know, 200 still being over my average 220. Yeah, I managed to get stuff done last night. See, big cables just tucked them in. Beautiful weather today in general. So MPPT controller here now, pumping 7.4 amps. And yeah, fuse and stuff now over here. Refreshed fishing rod, had a few bites, but they got off. Something was really big, it just, my rod went completely down. And then nothing. So lunchtime, I don't know, I didn't go to boat. Oh, right, because at lunchtime that's when I finally connected solar, this and that, last bits. And yeah, evening, hopefully it stays like this. I'll go some fishing over there. What is up with this place? So far it's nothing but pike minnows. I mean, it's a fight. This guy is big-ish. Maybe I should cook one to try. Well, they're supposed to be very bony. I'm not sure about the taste. Alright, yeah, that's the pink stuff. Okay, so that works, at least for pikes. Okay, that's the biggest one yet. Whoa, buddy, come down. Very big, very fat. That's a complete elbow, whatever, arm length. Never seen pikes this big before. Okay, let's try something different. It's like 6 p.m, 6:30 almost. It's a little bit windy, it's definitely not calm. Good thing is wind blowing towards my car, so return back will be easy. But because it's slightly windy, I didn't want to get too open area there, because the lake continues that way, and if wind picks up I may have a struggle to reel back. Even now against wind it was like a little bit tough. Water consumption, so this is already a 7th day, no, 8th day I'm out, and this is 20-liter jug. This is what I use for inside. It's always against the wall, just filled up. So I have another fuel left here, and that's probably gonna be like, this is gonna last me for tonight, and I'm actually gonna boil some water, do some noodles with some Indian thing, some sausages, this and that. And I'll still have for coffee tomorrow, whatever. I may need to refill it again. And overall I have another jug like this, so total on board 40 liters. And I would say, yeah, like after this week I would need to restock with water. So for third week, basically what I'm saying is, for one person, typically if you don't use it for shower, you can just shower in the lake, 20 liters per week is fine. However, what's a bigger issue in general, and for guys that haven't really been remote, cruised around for a long time, or a week, 2 week, 3 week and stuff. I faced that in Baja, Mexico as well on Christmas break, second time around actually, because I stayed more for a long time out there. And especially in the sun, things do get spoiled much quicker in warmer weather. And if you can burn fires, which is the case right now actually, right, fire bans, there is no way for me to get rid of garbage. Generally I'd just dump stuff in the fire, most of stuff except like butane cans and stuff, which can be stored and driven out later and recycled. Most of the stuff is burnable. and you can do it. But with Fireban, it's a challenge. So after last week, I really was looking for gas station to get rid of stuff. Like back in the day, I used to have a trasheroo bag when I was on 37s. It was an tire carrier that helped to store stuff for a long time. Then I switched to 35s, no more tire carrier, thank God. Once I stopped having it, well, it prolonged my vehicle quite a bit and also created more bounce, and also just dealing with swing out every time you need to go sleep and things like that. It's like, ugh. So then I had a trasher on the roof, and eventually on some long trip, I think in Baja, fins just rotted there so much, staying for so long. I tried to wash it, I couldn't get rid of the smell at all, even with washing in washer. I got rid of that trasheroo, and since then I've been getting by, just collecting garbage bag over time, keeping them in the truck and getting rid of. But still, yeah, garbage always challenge. Well, I gotta start cooking before sun is completely out. Beautiful last bits of sun, just while it's warm. Then close all windows here, maybe wear second pants because these are super light. And my evening setup, the new case for big keyboard. Well, it's 8 o'clock, so that means exercises and stuff, and alright, let's do that one at some point. So I'm just clicking in melodics ahead of time. I want to shut down Starlink to conserve energy. Essentially, when you click a lesson, whatever, it downloads it temporarily, right? Because this needs online. That's what I figured last year, how I was getting by without, like, doing these lessons, but without internet connection, right? Up ahead, before trip, I would just click through all of that, and it would be sitting buffered up. But yeah, it's been pretty much raining for the past 4 hours or what. So again, spend the whole day just cruising around, restock on water. I don't know where, gas station or somewhere, maybe. Oh, because I'll be going towards Anaheim Lake, towards Bilakula area, so I'll be passing that trading post again, that restaurant, so I'll probably just fill up there with them. And if charge is low, like super low by that time, I may charge at their place, but I doubt. And since I'll be cruising all day, I'll just have it plugged into car. I'm sitting at 60% right now. And the evening Starlink use today, it's probably by morning I'll be sitting at 50%, danger zone kind of. But the next couple of days I checked forecast, it's supposed to be like cloudy, sunny, you know, like I think Friday is mainly sunny. Like it's fine, it's fine. And yeah, just settle in somewhere else. And maybe it seems like it's all glorious, work remote like this in nature. There is some downsides, as I was saying to Buddy a few days ago. Just little chores you have to deal with on a daily basis that you don't have to while like being at home, right? Even just like at home, oh, just quickly go pour some water, right, or whatever, boil some tea here. Like you have to crawl into places, you have to, you know, take out this thing to pour into that thing, and so on. It's this micro actions, right? And throughout the day it's like, oh, okay, an hour passed or an hour and a half, get out of a tent, relocate solar panels to track the sun, okay, get back to work, you know. Little sort of things that get annoying after a little while, especially after, like, I've been doing it for like a month and a half now, almost, or 2 months with like a break. Definitely some of these things get annoying after a while, or even just evening routines. I don't know, just time seems to slip away in nature. I mean, it's fine, I'm getting a bazillion of vitamin D as any camp and stuff, like I'm always, right, like obviously I don't sit as much as I would sit at home remotely or like in the office, right? Because of all of these micro actions, there's lots of movements happening, especially like morning routines, or right now in the evening, right? I'm doing stuff like when I go boating, that's obviously exercise for arms, which I'm actually feeling every now and then for like an hour rowing against the wind. Yeah, so there's definitely physical exercises happening here naturally without even needing to think about it or jump on some treadmill and do artificial thing. It doesn't seem like much, but it accumulates. Like past a couple of years ago, I had one of those sports watches or health watches. I was measuring something like regular camp. By midday, I already did my 10,000 steps. Just moving around, doing chores, doing things, grabbing stuff. So definitely some good calorie burning and so on versus past years. And because at least before, right, you would you know, get in a car, drive to work, and maybe in an office actually every now and then go to meetings from your desk. Kind of, that's maybe lunch, that's like real any kind of walking you would do. Well, at home a little bit of go to the kitchen, this and that. I'm just saying there's definitely more micro actions here throughout the day here and there that after time get a little bit annoying. Right, and most of the day I'm really in a tent throughout the day, you know, clicking away. It's not like I'm enjoying this, well, to a degree, right? From my window I still have like some views, whatever, but I'm not doing the regular nature camping thing and so on. On the weekends it's kind of like, oh, okay, I don't have to think about work, I don't have to think about satellite, none of that stuff. I can just do at any time whatever I want. So it's the same thing, just it just so happens that I have better views while doing it, but with that come the downsides. Or like right now it's getting cold, you know, in the apartment I wouldn't feel that cold, right? You have steady temperatures, comfy, whatever, lie down, have the warmth. Here it's like, okay, let's put double pants because it's gonna get cold now. I'll be sitting in a tent. The pump that diesel finally set up and pump that diesel heater, but it's not that cold, kind of, that it's not tolerable and have to like unpack all this crap deal with this diesel heater. It was kind of like really taking it for what if it gets really cold, right? 'Cause who knows? So far it's been fine. I think today's forecast in the morning or throughout the night, it's supposed to be something like 3 Celsius. Like I guess it was like past days it was downwave, and now it's gonna go up, and towards Saturday it's gonna be 30 here. And obviously much warmer at night, and then it's gonna go down throughout next week again. So where I'm gonna be, I don't know, next week after, well, it's actually a long weekend, so cool. And then around 14th, or by 14th, or Saturday, the week after that, next weekend, I'll be spending a whole day, probably Saturday, just driving down south. And then spent something like a week and a half with girlfriend. Well, I guess working remotely out of her place. Actually, may swing by office a couple of days after all. It's still like hybrid. Yeah, probably will do that. And then after that, that's it. Vacation time. I need to start researching where I want to go. Yeah, I do want those US vistas and stuff, but also I need to make sure there's somewhere water involved to like do some boating, maybe in Arizona on some lake. And September is absolutely gorgeous and warm in those regions, so weather is not going to be an issue at all. But in general, this remote work, well, that's the thing, right? Even if at work I was given, I applied and given the whole full-time work remote thing, there's limitations. It's not like, well, maybe other corporations, companies have better rules, but in my company at least, there's still lots of limitations. Like you have to be within 4 hours time zone. You have to be something like 400 you know, like really work remotely. Something like 400 or 800 kilometers within some AA office thing. If you, let's say, I don't know, if you go Mexico, right? It's not like you can just sit in Baja and enjoy the times over there. It's like, no, you're far away from the sort of head office in Mexico City, right? So you're limited to where you can settle. There's all those little gotchas and nuances. Or for example, if I have everything planned out, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, how about, sure, whatever, Mexico City, I'm going there. I'll work out of there for like a year, maybe like, let's say, move to another country where there is an office. We have probably like 20 offices around the world. I don't know, let's say Sweden. Oh, miserable, except summer. But the problem is then you need to, or even move into some state's office, I don't know, like Los Angeles. Not that I would want to. I don't think I would want to live in states. Visiting, yes. Living, but then, yeah, so depends which country you choose and so on. If that rare case you're given that permission and you do want to kind of travel, there potential pay cut. So if you're working in Mexico, then they're gonna judge by Mexican standards, whatever, and you may get like 20% pay cut in general. Right. For example, I had a guy, a Korean guy. He moved to Korea during COVID. Well, he had like health issues and so on. He needed to move to Korea. Like overall, I talked to him. He's like, hey, living standards and just accommodations compared to Canada. Well, he's having, even though his pay was reduced by 15% compared to what he was getting in Canada, his living expenses and everything in Korea are quite lower. So actually, as far as living standard, his living standard went up quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but noticeably. And in Korea, he was saying like he doesn't need to have a car or drive a car. Like everything is like accessible. Everything doesn't require much time on public transit, and it's well organized. But in general, with my setup and so on, I wouldn't want to do it in fall, like later in fall. It just gets too cold during daytime, during evenings. It's just not as fun, right? Especially when you're not doing like, oh, nature, I do whatever I want, but you still have to like sit there and whatever, do your stuff. Especially since fall, later fall for me work-wise, and winter, and first half of spring, it's always heavy. Work becomes heavier for me, like the whole, probably, I don't know, mid-January, mid-January usually till mid-May is like heavy time for me. Like sometimes overtimes, or this year has been too much of it, so I wouldn't want to be doing that in the cold somewhere. And yeah, so this may become kind of like this summer thing, maybe late spring, early fall. It's been okay for right now. My manager's kind of fine, everyone's kind of fine. Well, it's gonna end in about 2 weeks, right, when I'm going on vacation. After vacation, well, it's back to regular thing. And even if I had full remote, I still wouldn't want to be in the cold out there somewhere, week upon week upon week, working like this. Maybe if I had a van, maybe, but then again, right, you run diesel, like it's no ideal. Even the van, there's hassle and chore and so on. Sure, maybe more secluded office space, but still. Definitely not in winter time, that's for sure. So it may become this summer thing. But I guess I'll still have a choice, right? Like, for example, late October. If there is a forecast for like a really nice week, sure, I could go a couple of days to office, a whole hybrid thing, and then boom, take off in the evening of whatever X day and spend next 5 days or whatever until essentially next week back to office thing, somewhere in nature, right? Close by lakes. Well, we have kind of limited nearby areas where we can go, but it's still a possibility. There is like this bug of like, I really want to be out there, or maybe catch some of that late fall salmon, try to fish somewhere in the evening or early morning or whatever it is. I'll still have choice with Starlink, but generally for cold season, right, I'll just unsubscribe from Starlink. I will yeah, I'll just shut it off because I'll not need it. Beautiful day today, and as usual for fishing, nothing but pikes. Pike after pike after pike. Someone told me there is some kind of Arctic grindling supposed to be in these regions. Looked up at pictures online. Looks pretty awesome fish, but I don't know, not at this lake. Just a bunch of these guys. 6 o'clock, no wind. Look at this calm water. I'm going in and I'm gonna break my rule. I found a cool chilled bottle of Moscato wine that I got in States. It's a 5% one. That's why here and there I try to drink some Moscatos. But the ones I find, it's gotta be like 5%, basically equivalent to beer, so you can kind of sip and not get drunk. So I'll partake in that. Oh man, it wasn't in the fridge, just below all the clothing, but it's chilled. And yeah, probably had like 4 pikes today, on and off, just here in Bell while working, coming in, taking it off, throwing it again. Whew, it's getting hot. Tomorrow even hotter. And Sunday, whew, 30. Alright guys, so let's do this. Happy Thursday. Let's try this Risita. I tried the one in Vancouver bottle. This is different, never seen it before, of this brand. Ah, this is beautiful, delicate Moscato. So sweet, like juice, don't feel any alcohol, 5%. Product of Italy. Happy Thursday. No bites, fish are jumping, but everywhere, like right there, jumping everywhere, but no bites at all. This is already different type of rooster spinner that I've been using, different color. Not exactly fly fishing method, but I've been taught that some years ago by a family friend to imitate fly fishing. Right, you have that little fly, you cast with your normal rod, you use this transparent bobbers, just fill it up with a little water, right, so you're able to actually cast the distance. And yeah, this sucker's just float on the surface. I was just messing around, routing different media, splitting cords, and routing them into different seams and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, this is some good combo going on here. I'll definitely save this for later to explore at some point. Not intent to play today, I was just playing around. But let's do some live playing. That's exactly what I was attempting with all this routing and fins. A new little tool I discovered to help with that. And I was like in the zone. I really wanted to record this live session, maybe like 5 minutes of play, like so basically I had chords going, but I did get a nice, well, I did get it a while ago before I abandoned music for a couple of months, but I did get like a tool plugin fin to split chord notes into different channels and then plug different instruments per each chord through different channels, and then we'll set up tools to like, hey, this third note of a chord tool does arpeggiation on it, and you know, things like that. Anyways, there's just some good stuff going on yesterday. I was just in the zone, and yeah, the moment was lost just by dealing with technical nonsense. So tonight I'll continue dealing with that because I need to figure out, because next time I'm in the zone, just want to live play, experiment stuff. I definitely want to record, put on TikToks, this and that, for Mystic Notions. And yesterday was a fail, so I need to figure out. Still need to put that, try to put that ratchet strap around the battery, as a buddy suggested, to hold, right, because my battery is loose without one bolt holding it. Oh, something not to forget to order. Hood struts. I'm getting sick and tired of this thing. Right, because either one of them or both no longer hold the hood. It's annoying. It doesn't raise as much. But yeah, so the battery holder here, I just took it out. That's where the bolt is missing. So I'll need to ask someone to drill it through at some point, some mechanic, put some new bolts, and I'm gonna try to ratchet strap now. Let's see, right, like from here to here underneath. I'm not even sure if this whole space allows me to do that. This fin is definitely not gonna slide, if anything, this way or that way at all, because there's a reach here and on the other side where the handle part is, right? So if anything, it's just gonna, even if it slides, a little bump on the other side as well. So it should be good. On today's exploration day, we're first gonna visit Punzi Lake. It's supposed to be good for fishing, as locals told me. However, looking at satellite image for campground, like an actual official campground, recreation site, it doesn't seem all open. And on satellite images, I couldn't really find any other kind of way to access the lake without going on to someone's private property and such. Little campground here. Definitely a little bit of trees around here. That wouldn't be good. And occupied by a bunch of people. That seems like a tiny little campground. But the shore is stony and gravelly, so that's good. It's not a big lake. Now that I'm going closer to Bilakula area, right, Anaheim Lake, there's definitely mountain ridges and stuff, gonna be much closer to the lake views. So taking different turn here, there's definitely a few more fields, kind of campgrounds. Yeah, just a little bit spread out. I mean, this is awesome camping spot. If no work remote satellite and stuff. Well, satellite here with these tall trees would have a big issue. Solar is doable, right? Like keep positioning, but there's still lots of shadows everywhere. Nah, definitely wouldn't want to stay here. But otherwise, yeah, this is a good camp spot right here. Yep. There's a gas station that's not on Google Map towards Clearwater or near Clearwater, and Nampo Lake. At Nampo Lake there is a trading store or general store that's supposed to be quite a little bit bigger than that trading post station, so I'll be going there. I still have 20-liter water jug, but just in case and so on, I rather fill up with what I used up, and now it's 20 liters of water. But also I decided to take Detour to go to Perkins Peak or Perkins Mountain. So this is 1 hour detour from highway, 1 hour back. It's already almost 2, so I'll be out at 4-ish, something like that, and then keep on driving towards Clearwater and well, gas up and all that stuff. Well, there was quite a bit of elevation going on, but now some kind of descent, some views open up. I guess I'm going there somewhere. Like I was saying, it's about 1 hour drive from highway. I'm not sure if my speed is bigger than that. We'll see. I should have timed it. Just passing some kind of a small lake here. Look at this beauty. Beautiful, beautiful purple colors here. So many fields. Let's go. Let's go. Once the sign showed that it's actually Perkins Peak, turn off. The road definitely gets a little tighter here, and you know, a few scrapes here and there of bush, but it's not bad. But the pace definitely slower now. Peaceful, tranquil. Decided to get out and walk a little bit. There's like a little creek. I want to see if like berries grow around it, or maybe mushrooms, although it's open space. I doubt any mushrooms, but maybe berries. Oh, look at that. Some kind of alpine little creek. Yeah, I doubt there's anything around here. Oh no, there's definitely mushrooms here, not the good kind. Right, but gotta be careful to walk, because there's like holes in the ground here. Okay, yeah, just gotta explore a little bit, leave my body out there. Wow, the ground here is so soft, it's like mossy. Every step, foot just wants to sink, and there's definitely like little holes there. Whoa. Okay, maybe change a little bit direction, and my feet are instantly wet, so seems like normal ground. And I step, and of course it's all wet now. God damn it. What is that? What animal is that? I have no idea. What are you? Hello? What are you? Kinda looks like mermaids, but also kinda looks like beaver. There's definitely long tail going on, and the guy has like white fur-ish, grayish. Never seen before. Finally, I see some people in here, but some kind of tiny ATVs at switchbacks. Oh, there's like 3 of them. And such a slow crawling. Definitely a little bit windy here, and without sun it's chilly. Okay, I just wanna, because at this point I wanna turn around possibly to go back. I'm definitely not taking this tiny little trail thing with all this loose rock. Seemed like on satellite image you could somewhat turn around, maybe that spot. Kinda a little tight and whatever, but I could do maybe like 10 little turns to turn around. For time and effort, I would say so far not impressed, but it's alright. It's alright. It's a little change from lakes. I'll definitely sit down somewhere once I turn around, pop a beer, and fly the drone, check out from the sky. Actually, those ATVers, I just as they go down, I actually talked to them, and they're like, no, you did a good choice. There's no way you'll make in this big guy some of those switchbacks, like no way. I'm like, Tacoma? I'm like, these guys, little guys. Good guy, cool guys, but talked about some camping spots, this and that, and they're like, oh, we just came from One Eye. I'm like, are those big trailers? In the footage, right, I stopped, there was like no one and big trailers and stuff. Is this stuff yours? They're like, yep. Okay, makes sense now, right? All those toy haulers carrying these things. They treated me to a beer. I was about to actually open one, but when I saw them coming down, I'm like, oh, let's chat a little bit. And they just handed me beer. I'm like, yeah, perfect. I was about to. Mosquitoes here are relentless. I don't know what are they feeding on here. So while I sit here, wait for drone, I gotta use some of that. The weird thing that I found, my drone isn't charged. A little setback in time, obviously wasting 20 minutes here, and descent down is gonna be, I think, actually, whoa, These are horse flies here. Go away. Descent will be definitely slower just because I have to engage more. I will have to engage for low more frequently just to save brakes. But let's put it here. It's probably ice cold. Oh man, everything's so loose here. Oh! Well, it is cold, but not as cold as I thought it would be. Droning is done, but I was looking for water to fill in, and I figure, you know what? This is probably the purest mountain water you can get here. It's high, elevated. I don't think there's any kind of algae here, nothing. It's yeah, it's as pure as Canadian water can get, so just need better access here. I'm just going down, and there is a freaking Sean story till now, and Epic Adventure Outfitters and all their fancy drones and stuff going up. So it seems like, yeah, they're checking out mountain peaks in this area. I just exchanged a few words because Sean there, before he became all big on YouTube, he messaged me a few times, and I think I messaged holy like 2 drones at the same time. Oh, YouTubers, look at this. Oh yeah, crawling up a mountain peak, gotta get that footage, super scenic. I'm not doing that, fuck. Screw that. Anyways, goodbye guys. Could probably turn around, hang out with them, because well, the Jeep guys obviously can make the switchbacks. I'm not sure if what's his name, the Epic Adventure Outfitters guy, forget his name, if he's gonna make it in his Ram, same length as me. And again, I just, hey, those ATVers had a little bit too long for switchbacks. We'll find out in their videos, I guess, if he did. He of course mentioned like, well, that's why I'm here, right? Bravado stuff. There is limitations with full-size trucks, so but I'm curious to see if he did it, so I'll try to catch that video. Also see if I made it in the video, right? Because like out of the blue, out of nowhere, driving in Chilcotin to some mountain. Freaking story till now, an Epic Outfitter guys. They're like everywhere. I'm like everywhere. So actually chances are maybe we'll make camp exactly at this lake basin side, on the side of the trail kind of thing, because that's what I saw in pictures people do. Maybe there's campable stuff place on top if you make it to with the switchbacks. I'm not sure, but yeah, I could turn around and just hang out with them for the first time, but don't feel like it. I'm doing my own solo thing. Or like, if I hang out with them, maybe I'll be in a shot and get some clicks and, you know, people will follow me, blah 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 blah. Totally could do that. Totally could turn around and just leech a little bit of viewership. But nah, solo thing. I need to find a place to stay. It's 5 o'clock. By the time I'm gonna be out of the trail, it's gonna be 6. Clear water lake is somewhere nearby-ish, probably half an hour drive. I'll need to refuel. My gauge shows 0 right now, so it's back to being broken, so I have no idea. I'm probably sitting at 3/4 of the tank, but still, should refuel. I need some more garbage bags for a week, a few more fins ideally, if general store is open, that Nipoto, whatever lake. Anyways, it's rush against time now to check out spots, and likely I'll settle down somewhere late. But yeah, so world is definitely small. Even though we live in Vancouver, we're like 12 hours away, or no, this is more like 14 hours away from Vancouver, yet we bump into each other. So I'm sure some other year on some trail somewhere we'll meet again. Sean, and I forgot your name, Epic Adventure Outfitters. I'm not sure who the third guy was. Like, I watch you guys every now and then, but not religiously. It's just, yeah, like I'm doing my own Overland thing. I don't need to watch as many Overlandy things out there these days. I barely do. Just a few people, a few locals here. So chances are, yeah, we'll bump again and camp somewhere and hang out and shoot some stories, shoot some shits and this and that and do stupid stuff off camera, and who knows, some other year. We are at Clearwater Lake. It says this lake access. Well, the path I want to take, I definitely don't want to be at ranch, but the path shows go here, so let's try that. So definitely, because whatever it says on the map, recreational area thing, it's supposed to be like past that bush here somewhere, and it's definitely not where this is leading me, but it said lake access. Okay, there seems to be this kind of turn off here, the only one I really see for Clear Lake, that doesn't have some kind of ranches or houses on satellite image. Maybe this is it. Oh, interesting. So it doesn't say recreational site or anything like this. This is completely quite different spot. Completely different spot from where it said recreational site. Okay, well, there's like no real access to water here. Just this little thing. I mean, for solar, still trees are a little bit big for my liking. There definitely would be tons of obstructions here. So Nimpo Lake general store slash gas station turned out to be a gem in this area. There's definitely choice here. I bought even some leeks, mushrooms, because who knows if I'm gonna pick mushrooms. I just feel like doing potatoes and stuff with some meats. Even got some of this that, because why not? Just cook it some other day. Eggs and stuff, milk. Yeah, definitely a score. And I talked to a lady about Charlotte Lake. I was contemplating of a beach area over there, and she's like, yeah, it's free beach and it's campable. And I'm like, beautiful view probably on the mountain. She's like, absolutely. I'm like, all right, let's go there. I'm gonna skip Big Stick Lake. It's out of my way now that I drove here. Definitely more than half a tank was used, so let's go Charlotte Lake before it's too dark. Well, that's interesting. So I had a bunch of codes come up, a bunch of fins flash, and so I stopped, did my little bit of scanner. Sometimes even this, the emergency light wouldn't go on. Kinda. And then now I'm trying to start the car. Nothing is even happening. That's interesting. Well, one thing that didn't reset, that's obviously a fuel level sensor. That's known. And then the other thing that won't reset right now is body control module. And there is a code. I don't have connection here, well, not unless I deploy Starlink, but yeah, can't even start the car. That's interesting. Well, I'm gonna shake some wires like down below. I'm gonna try to poke some connections, see if it works. Okay, so that's interesting. I basically, on my aftermarket alarm, I pressed unlock, then right away things kind of like ignited, sort of thing, and then I turned the knob and everything kind of worked. So doing some stuff below there, there's definitely some kind of contact going on with aftermarket alarm thing, and I guess that's what prevented me right now from, you know, starting the car. You know, nothing would happen. So I gotta poke around once I settle in, poke around. It's an only, like, I had it before a few times, not the ignition stuff, but sometimes the alarm would say armed, but the knobs wouldn't go down. And sometimes what I would take is, it's actually down below there. I would like shake with my leg and things would work, but maybe things deteriorate. It's something I need to check out. Okay, once I got onto bumps, right, there's this thing flashing, there's some more flashes happening, the wipers started working by themselves and I can shut them off. So let's shut off and touch some wires down below or something, or maybe plug and plug a body control module over there. Wow, okay. And the cows are like, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah. Okay, so far nothing. It's about 10-minute drive. Codes, well, the code for body control module connection still remained. It didn't clear. But at least so far, I don't have like 36 messages come up, including airbags, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I've tried to tweak some, touch some wires over there below, especially after alarm, doing the proper clickety click here. Well, I'm just glad I'm continuing. I'll deploy at the lake. I think this is gonna be an amazing spot. Could be a little windy. It's a big lake. It's definitely like 4 or 5 times larger than the Punzi Lake that I've been to. And looks like this is my turn. It's a huge beach. Take it away, garbage, take away. Be aware this is prone to sudden high winds. Oh man, okay, so that's potential here. Blah blah blah, something, go slow. I guess it is free area. Oh, look at that sunset. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, oh yeah, love the view. And yeah, essentially you just drive through the beach here and just pick a spot kind of thing. So, this big beach at Charlotte Lake, but even that local lady said like, oh yeah, it's a public beach, people camp there. And you know, it says here, camping, whatever, pick up your fire after you, like, don't burn a big fire, pick up your garbage, this and that. So I turned to it, bump into some dead end, and there's some guys camping. I just come out and like, hey. They're like, yeah, it's all taken. I'm like, oh, there's no pass through, no. So there's like another way to go around kind of thing, to continue on the beach. And basically the guys, like, as we started chatting, one of the guys noticed that I have had to interrupt my recording just now because the guy on ATV came over. I was at intersection, basically recording this, looking at the map where to go, because there's a actual recreation site here on the south of the lake. It's a big loop from here to go there, but it's still another spot. So anyways, I'm just kind of recording this, and he arrives again, and he's like, no, this is not a turn, like go back here. I'm like, dude, I'm just looking at the map here to see where I'm gonna end up in half an hour, like what's up? He's like, there is that turn, you came from here, go there and go where you came from. I'm like, wow. So it all kind of started with like, this is the most unfriendly thing I've witnessed in 7 years of my travels anywhere. The most unfriendly, like it started friendly, but as soon as we saw in conversation, as soon as we saw the Instagrams and stuff, you know, labels on my truck, they're like, what is this? I'm like, oh, I'm just a hobby, you know, here and there sometimes shoot videos. They're like, oh, and that's because of people like you, people come here. I'm like, that's an old legend, you know. I bumped into old timers that you know, it was the same situation. Someone tells someone, before even any kind of internet, and you know, there were people back then that did stuff, that left garbage and just did bullshit, and there are people now that do the same thing, right? It doesn't matter, internet or not. Plus, like, this is just off a highway, like anyone with a map can come here. It's not like some remote hidden gem thing or whatever. But anyways, yeah, try to kind of get that logic in, and oh, one of the guys really didn't like it. So one of the guys, apparently local, who lives here, is then he started spinning, like after I'm like, oh, well, we kind of parted okay-ish, but then towards the end he started spinning like, oh, you're like on you know, on private land. Because before that, when I bumped into him, I was asking about wind, how are views. They were like friendly until all the social medias on my truck, and that's where friendliness ended. So yeah, it started going really awkward, really quick, kind of like, even from one guy, like, oh, like, you know, this is a gentle advice to kind of just, you know, there's official campground thing over there at south of the lake, how about you go there, you know, local advice. Right, before it kind of escalated, he's like, oh yeah, there's this log blocking the road, just go this way, kind of go onto that, you know, that other little road here, and you'll be able to access more of the beach over there, right? So it was still going that direction. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's where I'll go. But I guess they talked or something happened. So anyways, I arrived there, just, you know, on another side of the beach. There's some people camping, but when I see ATV coming in and blocking my way, it's the guy that was actually much friendlier than the other guy. He's now blocking my way, and he's like, oh, you know, like, you're actually on private property now, right? I'm like, no, this is public land, what are you talking about? And then he shows like, oh, if you keep on going further, that's actually private land. I'm like, well, I'm not going there. Right? He's like, but as you see, people are camping here, and they're like camping there. I'm like, well, yeah, I see that. So that, yeah. He's like, so how about you turn around and go where you came from, or to that provincial park, not provincial, recreational side. Anyways, it's like probably 40-minute detour from here. Holy moly. And then I stopped at crossroad, like as I started driving out, but like, it's a little bit labyrinth here. He arrives again, and he's like, you know, that's the point where he started saying, just, you know, I'm like, hey, dude, I'm looking at the map, like, to figure out where I am. He's like, no, get out in that cross section, there you can look at maps. And I actually told him, like, wow, this is, I've never seen in all my travels all these years, I've never seen something like this. So, official recreational site at Chilco Lake. Not a good, like, I caught just before it got dark. Definitely wouldn't want to stay here because a little bit too obstructed and a little bit too public access here. It's like a driveway kind of thing, and plus it's Saturday, so all the spots are taken. Who knows, locals, not locals, but I don't know, those guys spoiled me the whole, or yeah, one guy and the other spoiled the whole Charlotte Lake experience. So I'm not even gonna put Starlink right now. Tomorrow I will go somewhere else. A couple more lakes here to explore, so I'll go there. Oh yeah, so even if those guys weren't being jackasses, which again, so weird, everything, first 5-minute conversation or first 3 minutes, whatever, was nice, friendly, everything, just like, hey, yeah, go park there, blah blah blah, same beach, right? Just like giving me directions, like, oh yeah, just go around, blah blah blah, until yeah, the social media stuff. Anyways, well, they were a little drunk too. So one guy was like really red face. I doubt it's from sun, it's probably from like a good amount of drinking. Regardless, even if I didn't have that situation, that spot and other spots were arrived potentially on that beach, right? People camped. There's no real space to camp there regardless. And it's probably because long weekend, right? So it wouldn't have worked out for me regardless, neither this official camp. It is kind of refreshing actually. This is first time in probably 2 months now that I've been like on and off traveling here and there that I don't have Starlink up in the evening. Just because to optimize time and I didn't want to put it up. Unusual feeling at this point. See, my fear was getting Starlink is that I would be tempted to constantly be online, whereas before it was to, you know, disconnect for a few days at least. But it's convenience, right? It's just like phones, just like these stupid apps and all these things. They suck you in. So is this convenience of Starlink. And so now actually, you know what, I have a bunch of pre-downloaded movies. I'll continue editing some stuff on the phone while watching a movie. And yeah, no internet connection for today. Why not? And as far as those guys, right, or this sort of division online that happens sometimes, right, there's guys like, hey, I don't mind sharing spots, whatever, it's not publicly, not publicly, we're all kind of travelers and discoverers in this world, and you know, some people don't mind sharing, other people are like completely, right, get stuck in that sort of ego consciousness, just like these guys, right? It's just like this, oh my god. And as soon as you try to kind of reason or even debate this state, it's that defense mechanism that triggers, and it's complete aggression starts to come in, because that ego consciousness that they're in, like super predominant ego consciousness, where it's like, this is mine, me, this is all about me, this is my space, I found it, I loved it, I came here, I don't want anyone to know about it, even though it's like right there on the map next to highway. But still, you try to explain like, hey, anyone with a map can come here. Like, what are you talking about? It's like 20-minute drive from highway, tops. Anyways, it's just that selfishness of, I don't want to share my shit with anyone, and you're my enemy now for just having an issue with that, for not agreeing with me that none of the spots should be shared, that, you know, other people are the enemy, they'll come and ruin everything here. Could be said about the humanity as a whole. Right, wherever people come, civilization generally, yes, nature suffers. That's just the reality of human existence. It's how it is. We eat, we shit, we pollute, and that's human progress. You can't escape it. It's part of civilization. We're no longer running Neanderthals, and we want our cozy, comfy life, and with that comes the downsides, and that happens. And you know, just like that guy local here living in this space, I'm sure they dug up some landfill thing, just like I saw in another town, right? And they keep dumping their crap in there. and then just cover it with layers of earth. Oh, didn't happen. You know, that's how much they preserve the areas, the land here. We all pollute to some degree, so just chill. And although it sucked in the moment, in that kind of situation, because you don't know, like some people, those guys, by the way, they were whites, they're not natives. So far, everyone natives here, everyone's been super friendly, and you know, in this region, anyone I bump to, friendly folks, all good, except, you know, but you do get bad apples everywhere, right, in any crowd. Well, I bumped into some bad apples. And out here, right, there's no real police. One of the natives actually in cafe, right, like the other week told me, like, in all her time living here, she saw police cars twice in her life here. This is just how kind of remote it is. And so if these guys are, you know, little who knows if they have guns out here, locals, right, hunting, like, you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to argue a little bit too much. At some point you kind of like, fine, be that way, I'm kind of going. On today's Overland cooking show, we have some hash browns, which I got like over a week ago. Still works. This jalapeno cheese sticks I just got at whatever store. Some of these faux noodles. These are great. Gravy for some of that. Mushroom gravy. Eggs, some whatever meat, sausages. This is still from States, from Oregon trip. And you may think, well, all this monoxide here coming in, right? So, first of all, window slightly open when I cook. Well, whenever I'm here, right? Fan is working full force, blowing the air out. I have lid open, because it can get, like, it's actually a little bit hot in this space, but I don't want to open lid more, because moths are attracted to these lights. And there's like been a bunch of mosquitoes here as well. So for that I have a thermocell working here as well, right? So essentially all this, including thermocell, is blowing that way, right? And this way no insects are coming in right now. Because when I was just arrived and sitting here cruising on the tailgate, there's definitely lots of little bugs attracted to light and mosquitoes and things like that. So clear space. I got my heat, even though it's kind of warm outside. A little movie. And some cooking, because it's just more comfy than outside. Spotted official campground at this lake. It's not bad. When I opened the lid, I did smell right away a little bit of forest fire smell. And that haze in distance, that's actually from Anaheim. Forest fires. Not at the lake, but in that area. A little bit of breakfast, leftovers from last night, and I need to start heading somewhere. Or maybe stay here. Well, these two Jeep guys left yesterday. But still, it's... I don't know, the trees here are way too tall. Like, decently open areas, but the trees are tall. So this is my campground. So if this is what people live everywhere, then I'm not surprised the locals are kind of sometimes, hey, how about you go away, people? Like, what? What is this? Was it hard to use garbage bags? Like, what the hell? So even though it's a little bit, tiny bit smelly here with fire, still some views here. Checking out sun. Okay, so definitely, well, early morning I don't count on, so until like technically like 10 I won't really have sun unless I position stuff there for the morning. Then I can catch it, and then the whole time until evening this tree is no problem again, because can just put stuff here, right? Relocation. So the whole evening, all the way until the end, I would be getting full sun. So just a little bit of morning. So sun-wise, it's actually not bad. As I was saying, didn't put up Starlink. I mean, as an experiment right now, I could maybe put it up just to see which way it faces, if I have blockages at all. I think the north is there. It's gonna probably point this way, although in this region actually it seems to be kind of more up. At Punzi Lake it was actually like up and tiny bit southeast. Beautiful sandy beach, like proper sandy beach. And well, it's noon actually, it's almost noon. I just kept on daydreaming inside. Maybe just a little bit tired from yesterday's cruising. But it's okay, it's a long weekend, so this is Sunday. Good stay here. Kids. It's interesting, the sand is like almost reddish, orangish, like different type, not regular kind of sand. Well, at least it's calm. And those guys, the weird guys, they did say that you know, it can get super windy here in the morning. Usually it's calm. About the whole solar Starlink stuff, this is actually really pristine, nice campground here at a lake that has great views. But see, long weekend. Well, those guys just, I guess, traveling, just stayed for one night. My spot wasn't taken. Maybe there's a few more spots here, I'm not sure. And just people camping over there. Just speaks for how sort of untraveled this area is, even in prime season and long weekend. Well, let's sit down, coffee and decision making time. Kinda would be nice to go to Anaheim Lake, you know, to check out the Simpson in this area. But it's all tourist, like this one seems to be completely touristy. However, they did say, those guys, that it's all kind of burning in that region, like it's smoggy. Like, besides smell, air quality, I would not be getting sun much as well. And I think a bunch of this stuff is actually part of that, not necessarily weather, it's like contributed here. So no point going that direction. It's just gonna be all smoky and yeah. Another idea I had is like, oh, what if I make a push today, since I have extra day, towards between 170 mile house again, like in the beginning of summer, and go to one of the lakes there. Well, I'm not gonna say the lake name, but there's another one. I don't think I mentioned the lake name either at when I went there in the beginning of summer. Very good fishing lake. I think I kept away from saying it. Just what I was given, and of course very fishy lakes. People generally ask, hey, don't tell. So there's another one. I know that people have great success fishing in general every year in that sort of region, and I've never been to it. It's a small lake. It definitely won't have such views as here, but I think it would be guaranteed good fishing, and actually like using my Japanese butane stove. So at current rate it would take me 6 hours or so to get to that lake in that 100 mile house region. Thinking here it's already 12-ish. Definitely would be late arrival, and because it's a long weekend, chances are whatever camp spots in there, you know, it's taken by people. But it's okay, they would leave like on Monday. It just picks so 5 hours here, then something like 10 hours to Williams Lake. So yeah, I'm something like 15 hours away drive from Vancouver. Definitely a long way to return back in one day, how I planned next weekend. So maybe that's a solution for me, to trim that time and make it reasonable, and not waste 2 days, because I did push 16 hours from Utah. I traveled to Utah on long weekend, 1 year in the beginning years of my truck, when I was like, oh, let's go places, snap, and just, you know, drive everywhere, barely camp. And that destroyed me. 16 hours of driving. On top of that, I found out that on the way back, driving those 16 hours straight up in one day, I also had fever. It was the start of some kind of flu. So that obviously contributed to that sort of experience where I came back and I just completely got destroyed after such a trip. Anyways, it's a lesson. And I said I will never in one day drive such long hours ever again. I was just gonna mention about different attitudes. Well, that Perkins Peak, right, where I bumped into story till now, well, that was given to me by locals when I was camping at Chilco Lake. Right, I was just sitting there and just chatted for like 10 minutes with those guys. And they were advising me on different spots, points, and one of the younger guys, probably a little younger than me, he's the one that started showing me photos, like, oh, this is like a well-known area, like lots of YouTubers and stuff like that go there, blah blah. Well, there you go, till now and me. So they were completely willingly like, hey, like, this is what we got in our areas. It's interesting stuff. You seem like a traveler guy. You run some YouTubes there, blah blah. They saw all that too. It's like, yeah, just go there. Probably some nice footage over there, blah blah blah. Right? And then you get something like this, guys over here. It's like, mine, my community beach, mine. Which were again, they're fine until they saw the YouTube labels on the truck. Sexually friendly, whatever, normal conversations happening. So thankfully, most people that I bumped to and most people online, I would say the majority still out there, it's that camp. Like, yeah, I may not give you the exact spot, but it's like somewhere in that area, but go check it out. You know, if people don't want to give precise location to certain thing, or just people sharing stuff, maybe like, hey, just DM me. Sometimes I did that too, especially when I had backlash in first couple of years of filming. I did have some people angrily message me like, "Why are you revealing my gem?" Blah 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 blah. So since then, I'm like, whoever asks, like, usually I would DM me. And I'm doing this raw kind of discovery video now, or Instagrams and YouTube. Right? I'm just calling out what I see. I have no idea if this is any kind of hidden gems, someone's gems or whatnot. It's just areas I pass by. I'm not showing the map or some kind of edit of a map. The least I could do is just call out name of, like, hey, this is such and such, like, you know, and give a little snippet of what that looks like, if people are interested to come to that area, to kind of have an idea of the kind of lakes and things they can expect here. That's the whole purpose of some of his videos, right? If it's just all anonymous where you are and whatnot, it's just not even interesting to watch. It's like, well, so what, right? Like, most people watch these videos, they wanna go to similar place to these places, even if it's not precise. That's how some of these smaller communities here get their money, right? You have all these lodges here, inns. The more sort of flow of tourism that comes here, the more it feeds local economy. That's just how it works. Tourism is, you know, big big money earner, especially for smaller communities like here remote. So it's not doing any kind of harm, and people have been coming here. Well, again, like, am I the first YouTuber to film something here? This stretch of road here has been filmed over in the past 20-something years, who knows how many times, and my channel is like tiny. And yet, there you go, long weekend, or just prime season, you still barely have campgrounds filled up in most places. Just too far. Well, if I sit in here for like an hour and a half trying to make a decision, I guess it's a good enough lake to stay here. A good enough place. especially after weekend. Those people will be gone, I'll be here all alone. And the other thing is I really badly need oil change, like badly need oil change. So somewhere in Bluff Lake I need to do the oil change before heading 10 hours drive to Vancouver. It's that bad, it's that time. And if I leave now, well, there's gonna be no one by 6 o'clock or someone, especially on Sunday, to take me in. Smaller town too. And Monday, obviously, on one weekend everyone's gonna be closed. So even if I arrive at that little lake nearby, then I would still need to come out to Williams Lake later. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, stay here till next Friday, and Friday right away after work leave. Right, the road to Williams Lake is about 5 hours from here. Camp out somewhere in that region, just nearby, some whatever little spot, just overnight, it doesn't matter. And then on Saturday at Williams Lake get to some, I don't know, Mr. Lube or whatever, some mechanic, do oil change, and then yeah, start heading down. I do want to spend a little bit of time in the evening today doing some music related stuff. I still haven't figured out the recording video, like both internal sound from the DAW, digital audio workstation, as well as external camera, all at the same time, like live streamers do. So there is definitely some homework for today. Finally try to figure all this out, how to make it work, so I don't have to think about it in the future. And time I want to play live, do, you know, catch those moments, I can just really do it and properly, with proper sound, not like how I did it like last summer, whenever I just plugged in external speakers and recorded audio like that, which is garbage audio altogether. You can't perceive nuances. You know, do proper stuff, as the musicians out there do. Righty, let's throw morning update. So, well, actually on the weekend, okay, gone. So this is what, Tuesday, work day. Starlink here is pretty good. This is not really an abstraction, like it shows a little bit abstractions, but dropouts are extremely minimal. Connection was perfect. Solar here, I don't know, it's kind of cloudy, it's not so great. Yeah, so my morning position is here just because trees and not too much sun. Otherwise, this location, yeah, all the way till the evening. Sun goes down there and trees not blocking. Went for a boat ride yesterday. The only way I could do it is by being anchored out there, because winds picked up and I didn't want to go much further out of this little bay. And some neighbors with kids arrived yesterday. Bare, like they have bare bone minimal setup, some kind of Pajero thing, kayak on top, tents. That's it, just traveling with kids. This is probably the clearest view of the mountain range over there. But what I want to do is actually go see that contraption. That is, let's see. That obviously works. Removes it from water. Keeps it elevated, yeah, clear sky. They actually have it in better position here. And I've seen this only in the video. This is the Ego, the chainsaw that I have, Ego power thing. So apparently you can sort of have this Nexus hub and keep on charging this big batteries. Actually, I don't like my Ego chainsaw, but man, this thing is huge. Definitely way bigger than mine. So okay, they're powering this. Well, let's try one more time. A little bit of fishing. So this is actually quite shallow here, even though I'm far. The sandy beach continues here, probably all the way until around here, right, whole length here. That's where depth will start, and that's where the guy yesterday caught some fish. And nothing. Well, there was actually a bite, but that's about it. Just one bite. Time to pack. I'll still try to do a little bit of live session today if I can make it. I've been lazy past couple of days, didn't actually research further how to make it all work, external camera with internal sound recording while I can still hear stuff in headphones, that kind of thing. But if I manage to do it in the next hour or so, I may actually throw a little session from that little whatever thing and project I had going, I don't know, some days ago. Okay, lunchtime. It's time to start packing. Well, this was already yesterday, I need to put it up. I'm gonna actually try this time, so tonight, right, I'm gonna be leaving this place, start to return down south while I need to do oil change at Williams Lake. I'm likely, well, it's 4 hours from here, so tomorrow I gotta do it and then head down. But what I'm gonna try, or wanna try to do, is get Starlink to be up completely. I'll ratchet strap it on the box, everything. I want to experiment if I get connection while on the road, because out here and even Williams Lake the connection was bad. And last night I thought I figured out everything, and I was about to put phone on tripod and everything, but see this click thing, I couldn't find this phone holder everywhere for like an hour last night, and I abandoned the idea. Whew! Oh man, I finally figured out how to do live performance. It took me quite a few attempts. It's already evening, I have to be packing and leaving. It's 6, it's almost 7. Oh man, this is not going according to plan, but at least live performance recorded. Flew some drone, so now I gotta transfer this to the phone, and then wherever I arrive tonight, I gotta edit that, insert some drone footage. It was shot using external, like showing me at the same time screen and screen sound, and my first live performance thing done is how YouTubers kind of do it. Not the greatest, but it's a first thing. Finally, I've learned a few nuances about live quantizing, this and that. So ready to try it on the move. This is how I strap the box anyways. Right, so I just included Starlink as part of that, and it's not moving, it's steady, so we'll see. I made a guy in Mexico do that in the footage in Baja. Oh, look at this big clean boy. Alright, so this is Falker Lake. It's just south of Williams Lake, something like 20-minute ride, just parallel to highway. It's not gonna fly the drone because it's pretty much flat, and Chimney Lake is just behind there. It's like, meh, I'm done with droning this trip. Because why not? You know, just sitting editing, having my beer. I'm like 2 hours away from Vancouver. This is Agassiz, some kind of day area thing, whatever it is. I didn't realize you can pass these blocks way over there. Should have done it. Could have just stayed there and chatted with some guys, but anyways, figure I should chill here, finish that video. Live play / Chilcotin, and then just come back in the evening. Yeah, it's that time. Using the napkins again. It's like 35 out. So hot, and this thing is helping. So I figure this live performance thing, I'm gonna try to do it on every big 1 month trip as a conclusion kind of thing, like pre-set up. Obviously this stuff was pre-set up on some previous lake, Punzi Lake or whatever. Well, you can just live playing stuff. You do need to pick the right sounds, the right scenes, do set up different patterns, set up drums and things like that, kind of like thinking ahead what it could be like, and then you just go at it, and what happens. So I kind of like that idea, and definitely want to try to do 1 live performance per each big trip every year, or 2 trips. Lame. So Instagram doesn't allow to post videos anymore longer than minute and a half, because everything's geared towards goldfish attention span. 3 seconds, yeah, something. So yeah, it's just I keep uploading, and at the end it's like, sorry, like right at the end it's just like, sorry, can't post it. Tried on Mystic Notions, tried on Gear to Adventure, looking at some forum posts now, like, you know, Google, if there is some kind of cheat way to do it, but no. So maybe the only way, because that kind of sucks. I wanted to tag some music manufacturers, blah blah blah. It's like, damn it. So I may have to do it only on YouTube, but it was done in vertical mode for like social medias, TikToks and stuff. I'm not even sure if I can post on TikTok. Shit.